Good morning and welcome to Fat Cow Farm. Now, we're in our garden section, bay number 1. Now, we're going to get this ready for our summer crops. Now, the chickens have been in here, pretty much 6 months now. So, we're going to start preparing the beds. We'll let it rest and then we go from there. Now, I've got some pretty exciting news for you. I was stoked about this. This is really what goes on. I've just taken a scoop of dirt out and check all these worms. Look at that. Now what we're going to find is we've been adding compost and manures and the chickens have been in here. Now we're pretty excited about the way that it's all come together, because remember this area was the same as what we can see out there, which was the pastures for the cattle. Now what I'll do is I'm going to start preparing the beds. I'll bring you in once I've sort of finished, and I'll put it in the irrigation as well, so that I can show you how we put all that together. So until then, I'll see you soon. Oh, you've caught me mid-shovel. Now, while I've got you, check this out. So what we're doing is I've quickly turned it all over, give a bit of an aeration, and I'm making my paths through the middle of this bay. So we're going to have 2. Now you can see it's quite deep. Now that's 2 ways that we work with that. So as it rains naturally, this will fill up and act like a swale and then slowly seep into the garden beds. And 2, what I do is, like I mentioned before, as I pick out my weeds, I just chuck them in the middle. And as I walk backwards and forwards, I'm just smashing them up and putting them back into the soil. So let me get back to it. I'll show you when we're finished and I'll see you soon. All right, so I've finished digging in the paths. Now, as you can see here, we're looking at around about, maybe 400 to 500 mil to the top of our new soil garden beds now. Now, again, like I was saying before, we've kept these pathways deep. So when rain comes, it's going to be like a little mini swale in here, and that'll slowly absorb into the soils. Now, what I'm going to do now is just quickly rake this out, get this level, and then I'll put the sprinkler system in and I'll show you what that's all about. So let me rake this out. I'll get the sprinkler system and I'll see you soon. All right, so I've raked out all my beds. Now I'm going to start putting in my drip irrigation here. Now, I'm just using some old fence wire that we had lying around, just cut up, just into use, so I can pin it all the way through, probably about every half metre or something like that. Then I can make sure that I've got my curves right and I've got proper water efficiency running through the pipe. So the way that we're going to be looking at doing it is remembering that as the water hits the soil, it's going to go both ways, left and right. So you've got the opportunity to plant on both sides of the drip irrigation. And what we're going to find is that we're going to have 2 runs on each garden bed. So we'll actually have 4 rows of plants. So that'll probably come a little bit clearer once I put this through. But apart from that, let me lay my irrigation and I'll see you soon. All right, I've got my irrigation in. Now, I have in this bed here, believe it or not, 35 metres of irrigation pipe, believe it or not. So as we come from our irrigation tap at the front, it runs around, comes behind me, does a loop in the centre bed, loop in the second bed, back around and stops. Now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to protect the soils now, because we're going to let this rest. We're going to put a heap of hay on top just to mulch it out, just from the chicken coop, so nothing special. That'll prevent all the sun and the wind drying out the top layers of the soil, keeps the moisture back in. So when we've got a little bit more warmer in our temperature, ambient temperature, then we'll start planting out and away we go from there. So I'll mulch out, I'll come and find you and we'll go from there. I'll see you soon. All right, so I've got my mulch on, my beds are ready. Now what I'm doing now is the wind's picked up, so what I thought I'd do is just quickly hose this mulch in so it doesn't fly around everywhere. Give it a bit of weight. Now what we'll do is we'll let this settle now, well, for about a month, about 3 to 4 weeks. And during that time, it will get a little bit warmer and then we'll start planting out. And this is the start of our summer vegetable crop. Until next time, oh, and don't forget, subscribe and like, do all the good things, and we'll see you soon.